Most people don't know this, but a good portion of accidents happen when people are mounting and dismounting their horses. It's nuts to think of, right? It's like you could just be starting out to have a great ride and you're about to mount up and go for a ride with some friends, and that's where the accident happens before you even start your ride. Or you had an incredible ride and you're about to dismount and then something goes sideways. And so I can't stress enough the importance of being intentional about working on making sure that our horses are good and standing quiet and still for us for both the mounting and the dismounting. So great job. I love that you're intentional about that because it's super important. Now, you've worked on moving the block over to Lightning to mount her, but now you're like, okay, I want to be able to position Lightning so that she comes and stands at the block where I want her to go. So good job. You kind of stick with her just to line her up. And it takes a couple of seconds, a couple of attempts to get her to stay with you and stay lined up where you want her. So I like that you're kind of pulling her around, giving her clarity, saying, no, 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 let me pull you around. Move that hip over for me. You take your stick. You say, move that hip over. Good. This is such good stuff. Good clarity. Now come up here to the block a little bit more, a little bit more. Good. You're like, okay, great. That's better, but that's not exactly. And okay, good. So you did get her where you want her. Okay, good. And then I like how you tipped that nose in and you climbed on. So good work. Really, really well done. So now you're asking, how do I get this better, right? So a good way to work on this is to put the halter and lead on. And what I'll do is I will send my horse around the mounting block and then bring them up to the mounting block and let them rest, right? So send my horse around the mounting block and then bring them to the mounting block and let them rest. That way my horse gets in the habit of building that magnet to like, oh, I get to rest when the mounting block is like, 90 degrees from me right here, perpendicular to it. That's where I get to rest. So I want to build that habit of send. When you're away from the mounting block, you're working. But when we come into the mounting block, you get to rest. And so you build that magnet to where your horse starts to look for the mounting block and looks to square up. And then you can do the same thing when you have the bridle on, is you can send your horse, put the bridle on over your halter, send your horse around, bring them up to the block, let them rest. Once they rest, dolly off your lead rope off your horn and pommel, and then climb on up onto your horse. So it takes a little bit of practice and repetition. But you guys are there. You're doing such a good job. She's standing so quiet for you. I love how she stood so still when you mounted and didn't try to walk off or anything.